Well, we've come across a lovely willow tree. Another good tree for certain fungi. You will find chicken of the woods and other different brackets growing on willows. So you can see the leaf, that long narrow leaf. There you go. Have a look at this. Is this one beside it? It's a bit more whiter. Look, see that? But they're all willow. There are black willow trees in this wood as well, but on the outskirts along here there's all lovely willows. They've been pollarded at one time, as you can see by looking at this one. Look, but all the fresh growth has grown out from the top. And just make a note of that lovely thin narrow shiny leaf. So that's the willow, usually found along riverbanks. They love water, they drink many gallons of water a day, so they love a good supply of water. But there you go, the lovely willow. Another nice tree to learn for anyone who's looking for in the winter time. They're good for scarlet elf cups. They love willow. And also in the spring, the willow tree usually goes quite well with chicken of the woods. So 2 reasons to get to know your willow tree. There you go, lovely willow. Now here we've got the Scotch pine. As you can see, those young combs just growing. Now this Scotch pine is where usually I find a lot of the saffron milkcaps. They seem to like this kind of tree. So if anybody's out looking for saffron milkcaps, try and find a spot where there's lots of Scotch pine about. And you should, not this early, but probably in another month or two, another 5 or 6 weeks probably, you might start seeing them. Saffron milkcap, they love this tree. They love being with this tree. I think everyone I've found is near Scotch pine. So there you go, that's a good tip for you. Another good tree that we need to keep an eye out for. Here we've got quite an established holly tree. We do find odd bits and pieces under holly bushes. Sometimes find wood bluets. They love to be in leaf litter that's not disturbed. So obviously with a holly bush, the leaf litter underneath and around it, where people keep away from the prickly leaves, it's usually not disturbed, and quite often you can find wood bluets in that leaf litter. A bit early at the moment, or very early, but in autumn time they're well worth a little look round and under. And we've got lots of young ones over there, as you can see, young holly trees just coming up. So not a bad tree, but not the most productive. Right, here we've got, everybody knows what this one is. As kids you'd call it the conker tree. So this is the horse chestnut, and there's the young conkers just starting off, look, as you can see. But not a great tree for fungi, not in my case. I've not found it to be very good. This is a big old tree, as you can see. Look at the size of that trunk. But there's that bark. It's got like a rather flaky look about it. These parts all look flaky. Look, there you go. They actually flake off if you pull them. It's very unusual. Not like an oak tree or elm or anything like that. It's different. But there you go. There's always something about. You never know, you might find the odd bit under it or growing on it. Chicken of the woods maybe, or something, or a bit of velvet shank in the winter, but not top of my list. Well, here we've got one of the trees that's not very popular with fungi. It's the sycamore. There we go. Remember those little helicopters that fall to the ground when you're a school kid? Well, there they are, look, hanging in bunches. That's the seeds, the sycamore seed. It's not focusing properly at the moment, but there we go, there it is. Those are those seed pods of the sycamore. So remember that leaf, that sycamore shape. There we go. And that is not a very good tree for us. Put it this way, if you was walking through a wood full of sycamore trees, I don't think you'd be taking any mushrooms home for your tea that night, because they're really not. I've never found anything under a sycamore tree, never, but other people might have done, but I certainly haven't. So it's one that you don't really need on your list for great trees for mushrooms, so we can cross the sycamore off. We don't need it. Right, now this is not a native of this country. This is a red oak. As you can see, the leaves are a little bit like the oak tree. They're not the spitting image, but they've got that funny shape to them. But this is a red oak, and I think these were all planted in this country just for, basically for cultivating, to use for furniture and floorboards and things like that. So this is an old tree, as you can see. This is a big tree. This has been here a long while, probably getting on for 80, 90, 100 years. But this is a red oak, bit different to our native oak tree, which I'll show you. But this is a red oak, and these trees, there's a few of these about at the Warren in Sheldon, and I have found different things underneath them. Not a great deal, but there have been quite a few finds for me. So it's not a terrible tree, but it's not one of the best, but it's got to be on the list so we all get to know it. Okay, so let's move on, see if we can find a nice oak tree. Now here we've got the leaves of a rowan tree, or I think some call it a mountain ash, but this is a rowan tree. Not a very big one, as you can see. It's just a small young tree, look, with those three young trunks. But this is the leaf, very distinguished leaf. You're not going to really see other trees with a leaf like this. Rowan trees, I've not found any fungi under them or around them or near them, but other people may have done. But it's an interesting one just to know about. There you go, the rowan tree. Well guys, that's the end of the trees, part 2. Really important we try and learn our trees. It does make a hell of a lot of difference if you're looking for fungi, if you're a forager. But it's just good to know your trees, full stop, you know. It's just good to learn what trees are what, and it just gives you that little bit extra knowledge, because so many people wander about and they don't know all the trees. I don't know half of them, but I try to show you the main ones that I've learned and that I need for looking for fungi. So I hope you've enjoyed part 2. I don't think there's a call for part 3, because unless we put some shrubby, small, bushy sort of things like blackthorn and things like that, but I don't think we need to put those down, because you're not going to find much under them, so, or around them. So thank you guys for staying until the end. I hope some of you have learned a little bit about the trees and you'll start to recognise them. Please feel free to like and subscribe and share. Pass on to your friends if you think they might be interested, because we're all learning together here. That's what the channel's all about, we're learning. And what I find, I just share with everybody so that we all learn together, because not everybody can get out. Some people have got disabilities and they can't get out in the woods and the forests. Some people are busy at work and they can't get out in the woods and forests. Some people haven't got transport. So it's all nice to do these videos and show people what there is about, and they can come with us and explore with us and see what we find. So thank you guys for all the lovely comments. Hopefully once this hot weather passes, they're talking of rain next week, so we might, if we're really lucky, we might be finding some fungi, but usually it's another good month before we start picking them up really well. But we'll see what happens. So thank you guys. Try and get out there if you can, even if it's just for an hour in the evening. And don't forget, when you're out there, keep your eyes open.